Welcome. This will just be a quick one-take review of my 2023 Specialized Turbo Levo alloy comp. Note 2024, this route is still applicable. The only thing different is it has a Mastermind TCU, which means just like a small screen here instead of LEDs. But, okay, quick run through of the specs. Fox 36 rhythm, SRAM, Codar brakes, Float X, performance in the back, Manic Fusion 170mm dropper on the S4. The size of the dropper depends on what size you have. The latest SRAM GX drivetrain. We have the Bros Specialized 2.2 motor with the 700 watt hour internal battery. And some other nice little things on here. It comes with this bottle mount, which is pretty nice. It does not come with any toolkit like some other higher end Specialized, so just note that. The controls for the drive unit are actually really just probably the best in class. Super nice buttons. And yeah, so overall build quality of this bike is, I'd say, the best build you can get for aluminum. Really nice welds, like really nice welds. We have what I would say is perfect cable routing, internal non-headset, rolls through here, rolls through the swing arm on either side, swaps out really nice in the back here. We even have a fully integrated speed sensor where it's actually the magnets in the frame, the magnet reader I should say. Another magnet is just on the bolt disc of the disc brake. So fit and finish, really, this is the best cable routing, best fit and finish of any bike, I'd say, out there right now. The battery is removable, just one single bolt here, and it slides down. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. If you need to charge in-house, you could just bring a number 6 Allen key, roll that out, and you can bring the battery in. I will flip it around so we can just see the other part here. All right, here's the other side of the bike. We could just go over a couple of things on this side. So here's a better view of the shock linkage. So it's an FSR suspension linkage, pretty standard for Specialized as of now. This is more of that internal cable routing. So you have like a little thing here so you can route your cables through the arm down there. Like I was saying, the speed sensor cable does run through this swing arm, but the sensor is in here and completely hidden, which is pretty fantastic, I'd say. Like they make it super slick. Like here's the magnet for the speed sensor. So no more of the spoke stuff, no more of like cables getting cut or anything. It's perfect. And then another note on that is the cable they use for the controller is really robust, unlike the Shimano units, but super thin like speaker wire. This is like, there's no real messing around with it. So 10 out of 10 on the drive there. You'll note this looks a little chunky compared to the latest generation from Bosch and Yamaha. This whole area is just a little fat. So the reason why that is because the battery's here. So the motor is really just right here. This is the charge port. So you can open it up there. It's a little bit, this design is a little bit questionable in my opinion. Like, so this cable stays with the bike, and then this, they even have a little warning graphic here. If you leave this open, your pedal will crank it off and break this little plastic hinge. So something they could work on in the future is maybe add a charger here or charge port here, somewhere where it's a little bit less like in the way. What else can I tell you? It is really the best electric bike, I think, of this generation model year. Why I say that, really good power, excellent modulation. The tuning on the app is fantastic. You can do whatever you want with it, whether you want to just go full turbo, full boost all the time, or you just want to have a more relaxed ride with like some natural feeling assist. It is perfect. The power delivery is amazing. Everything is excellent on it. I would say value-wise, how I bought it, it's pretty good. You can get these on sale as of like, well, it's rolling into fall of 23. The 22s seem to be on sale, like pretty good sale in the States and Canada. The 24s, which are the same, but they just have the little display here instead of the LEDs. Those are MSRPing for like 9,000 Canadian. So I suspect they're going to have to drop the price on that, because at that point, this isn't very competitive. So I'd say if you can get this around 7,000 to 8,000 Canadian, or probably 5 to 6 US, this is the bike to buy, because the Rhythm fork, it has just the Grip 1 damper, but it's more than enough for most riders. It works great. The Floatex, no concerns. All the build kit has been fantastic. The SRAM brakes are excellent. I'm usually not a SRAM guy, but the GX drivetrain has actually been super reliable and shifts super well. Excellent power delivery. Just everything about this bike. The geometry, you're basically looking at a stump jumper Evo geometry. This has a 27.5 rear tire, so it's the mullet setup, which shortens the rear chainstay, makes it a little more playful. I don't know if it really matters. It's more of a trend than anything else, but I don't have any negative things to say about it. I just really think that this is the bike to get if you're looking for an e-bike in 2023. We'll see what happens with the 2024 models, but this is definitely the best model you can buy right now. One interesting fact, if you're a heavier rider, this is the highest end aluminum build that Specialized makes, and it actually has a 50-pound higher weight capacity. So I believe they quote 300 pounds for this, and they quote 250 for the carbon models. So what that tells me is this frame is actually more robust. It can handle more weight. So also, if you're an aggressive rider just cresting near that point, you probably will just want to go with this model, because you don't really want to be dealing with a snapped rear triangle or anything when you might be abusing it a little bit. I really don't have much I would change about it, other than 700 watt hour battery. I typically am getting 1100 meters elevation, and I would say for 700 watt hours, that's not amazing. So I can fully drain this battery in 2 hours and 10 minutes on full boost, which I would hope for at least another like 20 minutes or half hour. So there's, on the efficiency there, maybe not the most efficient motor with its belt setup. More efficient than the Rocky I've had in the past, but not nearly as efficient as the Yamaha or a Shimano or Bosch systems I've had. Those ones with a 630 watt hour battery, I'd get typically 1200 meters of elevation. So this has an additional 700 watt out or 70 watt hours. You'd think that it would perform a little bit better. So in regards to the current tech, though, like, this is the best compromise of everything. The next generation, what I would be looking for, a little bit lighter, a little bit smaller motor, hopefully some higher energy density, better batteries. This controller, I'm happy with it. Like, makes the most amount of sense. So 10 bars, I'm at like 6 bars of battery right now. Three circles means full boost. What I would say is I rented a carbon turbo Levo with the little I forget what it's called, but the 1-inch screen here, the color screen, and I honestly don't think that's big enough on it for it to be a noticeable upgrade. I'd say if they change it to like a 2x2 or maybe even like a 2x3 inch display, then it would be meaningful. Because like on my previous Rocky Mountain bikes, the display was bigger and it's like you can actually read the speed and everything. Whereas I think it's the Mind Control or something, the Specialized version that fits in this one, it's really not an upgrade in my opinion. It's so small that you can't really see much of it. The only real advantage is you could see out of 100% what your battery is. But other than that, I would say that for the new generation, they should go with color display, keep on that trend, but make it much bigger. Other than that, it really is the ultimate e-bike. Looks wise, they could slim up this a bit. The aluminum does look a little bit chunkier than the carbon, but that's just life. But just the way Specialized does this build quality is amazing. Like they put a nice little rubber here, so you don't get chips on any of the paint. It's really second to none. One cool thing is like even just how integrated this design is compared to other bikes is these two bolts right here for the water bottle actually hold an adapter that holds the wiring harness for all the electronics. So it's just like they've really thought through this bike quite well, and it is refined. Definitely the most refined of any electric bike. My rating overall is, yeah, like 9.5 out of 10. It's basically the perfect bike in comparison to everything else. Obviously, if they could just make it a little bit more efficient. The power on it is, I don't know, I have to say adequate. I think more power is always better, but I would rather have a little bit more range than power. So I'd keep the power the same. And yeah, overall, excellent bike. I would be sad to see this leave my fleet here, but I tried something new, so it was got to go.